we're going to talk with Michelle McMullen, who is the mother of Jordan Schmidt, who passed away here. Well, first of all, good morning, Michelle. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great, thank you.
When did Jordan pass away?
Just this past January.
One of the great kids who ever came to the ranch, so what a little sweetheart.
Thank you. He had a great time there.
Tell me a little bit about him.
Oh, gosh, he was just a great kid, full of life and confidence. And, you know, he never, even with his cancer diagnosis, never let that get him down. You know, his mantra was always, it's not me that's dealing with cancer, it's cancer that's dealing with me. So he was just a positive kid.
And he had extraordinary surgeries and those kinds of things battling this, hadn't he?
He had his whole life from the time he was one until he passed away. He fought his whole life.
And if one were to look at him, and we kind of relaxed our standards at the ranch, but if one were to look at him when he got to the ranch, there are most places, like if he'd have gone to some camp or something, they not only would have not put him on a horse, they wouldn't have let him pet a horse.
You're exactly right.
But he really did remarkable at the ranch. I know the cowboys there were just stunned, remember?
Yeah, he was extraordinary. He always spoke of you on this, you know, he's talking about my mom this, my mom that, and I remember him saying he was highly intelligent and so curious about everything, and he said, my mom always says I'm perspicacious.
That's right, you sure did say that.
Yeah, and I just remember that, and he was always talking about, because he was in some movies, and but he was able to do everything, compete in the rodeo, and you know, he really inspired the whole group of kids that he was with, what he was able to achieve.
That's awesome. Well, and you know, we thank you guys for doing that because, like you said, there's no other place that does that for kids. You know, they coddle them and treat them like they can't do that, and the ranch is just a totally different experience from that. You know, the kids are encouraged and they leave feeling like they can do it, and they do it, you know?
And you know, Michelle, he never complained. I mean, I know I could see sometimes physically the struggle, never ever complained. And it's tough what we do out at the ranch between the elements and the altitude and, you know, all the physical and getting up early and all the chores. He never complained, and he had a great sense of humor and was always joking with our son Wyatt and the other kids, and of course my husband. He loved joking around with him. And
yes, he did. That's great to hear. I mean, he looked at it as a good time. You know, it was challenging and it was a lot of work, but he had the best time ever there.
I tell every group of kids, every kid, when they first get to the ranch, one of the things that we actually did notice 20 years ago was that kids get diagnosed with cancer and almost instantly lose their dignity, their self-esteem, certainly their confidence, and become defined by their disease. And that's a fundamental philosophy of the Imus Ranch, and that is that you cannot be defined by your disease, that you can do, we give them the opportunity to prove to themselves I had to cough. I guess I should have explained that, or Connell should have, or someone. Just like having Charles back. But well, but one of the that not to be defined by their disease, that we give them the opportunity to demonstrate to themselves that they can do anything any other kid can do. Was the thing I noticed about Jordan is, as you just said, he was not defined by his ordeal, by his disease. He was a really remarkable child, and as Deirdre mentioned, the kid was brilliant. So.
Oh, thank you. He had the greatest time there. He really did. You have an incredible thing going with that ranch.
He would have turned 16, of course, in a couple of days on May 16th. So
yeah.
You can donate to the Imus Cattle Ranch for Kids with Cancer at 1-888-284-IMUS, IMUS, or go to imus.com and do it in Jordan's name. I remember one time I interviewed him on the radio and television from the ranch, and he was... In fact, I think we played that interview here a couple of months ago, Bigfoot told me. And the kid was marvelous, so God bless him.
Thank you. That interview was great. He had a great time, always joking around with you, so.
Well, it's very sweet of you and courageous, by the way. for you to come on and to talk about it. And we're obviously sorry, but God willing, he's in a better place, and life goes on. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for all you do.
Well, you're welcome. Thanks for what you do. Michelle McMullen here in the Advocacy Mind program. The mother of a wonderful kid, Jordan Smith. Oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
You just see an interview with her. It's just stunning. Anyway, this half hour of the Radiothon, sponsored by the Hackensack University Medical Center. We'll talk to Bob